for the first time ever. Caden, welcome. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I appreciate you having me on.
Well, listen, after the performance you had against the Rebels, what was it, 9 tackles? I think you had 3 assists, 2.5 sacks. We kind of all put our heads together and figure, let's talk with the big product, the junior product out of Texas. Caden, first off, how did you end up at San Diego State?
Well, coming out of high school, I had a few a few options to go to school and stuff, and I had taken a visit out here, toured the campus and everything, and fell in love with the defense, figured the defense kind of fit the way I play and stuff, and I just kind of knew this was the spot to be at, so I ended up coming out here.
Caden, to this game specifically, you know, what a bizarre year it's been, right? You're not going to have a season, then, you are going to have a season, and you've kind of just been practicing for whatever come your way. Could you kind of feel not only your team's excitement, but also your excitement in every play, just to be grateful for it in that game against UNLV?
Oh, it was such a blessing to be able to get back out there and play with all the guys again, because 2 months ago we were told we weren't even going to have a season. We're just have to wait till spring and stuff. And then a month later, they're like, all right, we're back on and stuff. So it was a blessing to be able to get back out there, do all the pregame stuff, and then finally running out in the field. It was like surreal. Even though there was no fans or anything, it was time to play football again. And that's the whole part why we're here and everything. And that was just the funnest part of it, is being able to get back out there with all my teammates and doing what we love.
Caden, how tough was it to, when the lockdown was going on and the stoppage, to work out by yourself, to stay in shape, to keep yourself physically and mentally sharp?
That was me personally, I felt like it wasn't that difficult because I have some brothers at home who push me and stuff, and they also play college football as well. So me personally, I was very motivated at home and stuff, but there was times where it was difficult, as if it was being at school and having to wake up and do the normal off-season stuff. So you had to be really self-motivated and self-driven to get up every day, work out, and try to get yourself better for the season that you didn't even know if it was going to happen or not.
You have more than one brother playing college football right now?
Well, I had a brother. My older brother had played at North Texas, and then my younger brother, he plays linebacker at University of Washington.
Oh, look at that. Very cool. So easy. And you're from Hazlet, Texas. What's your hometown like?
My hometown is a small town. It's right outside of Fort Worth. I actually live on a little farm with a couple pigs and cows and stuff, and then just played some high school football, the typical Texas high school football. So everyone was a big-time football people around where we lived, and it's a small town, though, nothing crazy.
You know, I don't think we could probably search a lot of rosters. You are not going to find, Judd, a more Texas football name than Caden Blaine McDonald.
I know.
I mean, Caden, you need a TV series or something like that just based on your name alone. Was your family trying to get you to stay in Texas and play football?
My family were supportive of wherever I was going to go play at. They never pushed anything of where we wanted to go play at. They just let us make our decision. They did everything for us to go take all the visits that we wanted to and stuff. My parents put everything on the plate in front of us and let us make that option. They were going to be 100% supportive wherever we went.
Well, I can see why, Caden. You're a great student. 2-time Mountain West Fall All-Academic team as well. Caden McDonald with us on Extra 1360. Linebacker San Diego State had a tremendous game against UNLV, and the Aztecs play Utah State Saturday, 6:30 right here on Extra 1360. Our pregame coverage begins at 4:30. We'll talk to Brady Hoke tonight, the coach's show at 6 o'clock, about Caden. You know, that game on Saturday against UNLV, Caden, listen, San Diego State has made a habit of beating UNLV, right? UNLV's only had one winning season in 19 years, but you just never know. They have a new coaching staff, and you guys haven't been able to practice like you would normally practice. How unnerving was it for you compared to your previous 2 years of San Diego State of just kind of wondering what it was going to look like, what it was going to feel like when you finally turned it on and got going?
Well, it was going to be a little difficult because they got new coaches in there, so we couldn't watch really the UNLV film of them. So we had to watch from the schools the previous coaches were at. And then also it was really going to be different too, playing with no fans and stuff, because that plays a factor in the game as well, the adrenaline and stuff. They ended up having like the fake crowd noise and stuff, so that part of it went away. But I feel like the nerves and everything were still there, like just any normal game.
How much of a difference between Coach Long and Coach Hoke as far as the head coaching position is concerned?
I feel like they both bring they both have their own pros that they bring to the table and stuff like that, but it's definitely a blessing and an honor to be able to play under both of these great coaches.
Caden, before we dive into Utah State and what you've seen from them on film, from what I understand, 5,000 fans will be there at Logan, Utah, at Utah State. It's a beautiful stadium, and I believe each Aztec gets two tickets, right? Will your parents get to see you play this weekend?
My parents are not going to be able to make it out this weekend because of just some things going on. They'd rather watch it at home with all the rest of the family and friends at home. But I know a lot of my teammates do have family coming out to the game with their 2 tickets that they get.
Yeah, I don't know if I wouldn't be right there with your parents, because from what I understand, you guys can't go and hug on your parents after a game, right? There has to be continued separation somewhat because of quarantining and making sure that everyone's safe.
Exactly. Our whole football team is considered like in a bubble right now. So whatever stadium we go to, we take the buses right in the stadium, right up to the doors, get out the buses straight in the stadium. Then after the game, it's right back on the buses. There's no getting to see family or anything. We have to stay in our bubble so we don't get any COVID cases in the system, and then it gets spread around and we end up getting shut down or anything. So we just have to stay in our own little pods and people around us so we don't ruin it for ourselves.
Linebacker Caden McDonald with us here. Aztecs taking on Utah State in Logan Saturday afternoon, 4:30 pregame right here on Extra 6:30 kickoff. So what are you expecting from Utah State? What have you seen on film?
Utah State's a good team. They got a big O-line, good running backs, a little shifty quarterback. I know they can really move the ball well, and they beat us last year at our home place, and we got to take it back to them at their house. We got some little revenge for them, I feel like.
What's your favorite part about playing linebacker, playing defense?
Especially in this program, it's the wildness of our defense, of how much we blitz and how much different stuff we bring at you. So I think it's very fun that it's not your typical linebacker spot that you'd see in those big programs. We're all over the place doing all sorts of blitzes and stuff. So I feel like it's really fun in our program. We get an opportunity to make a bunch of plays.
Caden, if you could, this is going to be tough, but take us into the film room with you and tell us about your favorite play, because you had some great ones against UNLV, but what happened, what had to have go right around you in your favorite play against UNLV and how it all worked out?
Well, I'd say the favorite play is the one where I came free and didn't have to do anything and just sacked the quarterback, and that's because all 10 guys around me did their job, and the guys calling the plays did their job as well. And that's what it is with every single play. When anyone makes a play, it matters to all other 10 guys around them doing their job for the one guy to make their play. So no matter how many plays I make or anyone else plays, I give thanks to all my D linemen, linebackers, safeties, and corners doing their jobs to make it easy for me.
Have you had the perfect hit yet?
No, there's never that perfect hit never really happened in college football. I feel like I haven't got it yet.
Talk about getting closest to the perfect hit. Do you remember those?
I'd say just get any type of sack is definitely way up there for me because they're just so hard to get, and getting a chance to hit the quarterback, you don't get to do that much in practice or any time else. So getting any hit on the quarterback is a great feeling, I feel like. You know what?
Carson Baker's got that mustache. I think he needs a little hit, okay? Just, coaches be damned. Maybe a little love tap as you're going in practice.
Just to keep him honest, I think. Huh?
Exactly. Do you like the mustache?
I do. I think it's pretty sweet. Last year I had a really big beard going on, so I think his mustache might have topped it.
Caden, one more on Utah State. Jordan Love is no longer there. First rounder goes away. What was it playing against Jordan Love, and how different? I believe Jason Shelley is his name. How different is Shelley for Utah State this year?
Jordan Love was a great player. He's a guy who could throw the ball. He's a typical pocket passing quarterback. He was definitely something we had a game plan against, just as well as Jason Shelley as well. He brings a different side of the game to it, too. I feel like he can run the ball as well. He's a smaller guy, but he's a lot more shifty. So we got to be able to contain him and do that part of the game as well.
Caden, a great opportunity to speak with you, to meet you for the first time again. Congratulations on the big game against UNLV. Hope the whole team, it goes without saying, has a big game against Utah State this weekend. Thanks for the visit today.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Caden Blaine McDonald.
That is a great Texas
Hazlitt, Texas.
Yeah. Well, let's hope yet again that Brady Hoke wasn't listening to that.
What?
Well, you just advised for him to hit his quarterback in practice.
I didn't say hit. I said love tap.